Heading into the weekend, the fire situation is on the minds of thousands of Manitobans, and there is rain in the forecast for the fire zone. And for residents of one Manitoba community, the firefight really hits home, as a blaze has already caused destruction in their town.
You're watching Global Winnipeg. This is Global News Morning.
And good morning. Thank you so much for being with us. It is Friday, July the 25th. I'm Clay Young. Lots going on this weekend. The Gimli International Film Festival is on, the Winnipeg Fringe Festival, just to name a couple of events. But right now, let's go to our top stories. All right, we're going to get an update this morning on one of the major fires burning in northern Manitoba. This one is near the town of Snow Lake. Snow Lake is about 685 kilometers north of Winnipeg, population of just over 1,000 people. The mayor of Snow Lake is Ron Scott, who joins us now. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Can you give us a status report on that fire that's near your community?
Oh, thank you for having me, Clay. This fire has been rapidly approaching the actual town of Snow Lake. We've moved quite a lot during the night. So we're looking at about 2 kilometers away as of this morning. It had gone through the area where the Hud Bay Minerals Lawler mine was, and crews were able to hold it at the perimeter, so it's gone around the mine. So the mine itself is okay. There seems to be minimal damage. But the fire has moved eastwards due to the heavy winds, and now we're looking at defending the town now.
It's a very fluid situation. You just mentioned those winds. Are you worried, something could happen, that fire could actually get closer and even somehow get into your community? Oh,
well, we're very worried about that. The winds have been pushing it eastward. It's on both sides of the actual lake called Snow Lake. It really depends on the winds. We've got drought conditions, very low humidity, and a lot will depend on the winds, what nature throws at us. But I encourage everyone to keep the faith. We've got an absolutely amazing crew of professional and volunteer firefighters from a number of communities in Snow Lake. They've been spending the last 2 weeks doing a lot of value protection, putting up sprinklers, watering down the forest, cutting down any brush that doesn't need to be there. So if it does come right to our doorstep, they're going to be well prepared to make a major fight here.
Now, the residents of your town, they've been out of their homes for about just over 2 weeks now, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, and this is the second time this season that your community has had to be evacuated. I just thinking to myself how I would feel if I've been evacuated and then you're given the all clear, you can go back home, and all of a sudden you got to pack up and get out. It must be really frustrating for you and everyone else.
Oh, it's been incredibly frustrating. The first evacuation was due to that massive fire that forced the evacuation of Flin Flon, of course, Sheridan, Puckatawagan, and that fire was coming at us very quickly from the northwest. And then the weather changed and it stalled. So thought, okay, we're safe. We can bring everybody back. And then about 2.5 weeks later, we're back at it again. So it's very frustrating, very tiring emotionally and mentally for everybody.
I know the evacuees, you were saying before we went to air, some are in Flin Flon, some in the Paw, some in Winnipeg. Do you have any message for those people this morning, Mr. Mayor?
I think the best message I can give everyone is just keep the faith. We've got a lot of people on the ground with a lot of equipment, and they're going to do their utmost to defend the town if the fire comes right to our doorstep. And we'll just knock on wood, cross our fingers, and wish them all the best. And just keep the faith that this will be successful and the fire will just go around us.
Mr. Mayor, I want to thank you, and our advice to you is try to get some rest. I know it's been a long night for you. Get some rest, sir.
Thank you very much, Clay.
Here's the latest updates we are getting now. Crews are said to be making good progress with that fire north of Thompson. And crews are also working on a blaze near Woboden. And even better news, there is some rain in the forecast for Thompson today. Damage reports are still being updated after a wildfire entered the community of Leaf Rapids Wednesday night. The fire had jumped the Churchill River, and a number of structures have already been destroyed. Although fire crews did retreat for a short time because of the flames, they went back in and have been able to prevent further damage. Provincial officials say the situation is being monitored very closely as we move into the weekend.
The fire's behavior yesterday was very, very intense. Crews talked about how the fire was essentially creating its own weather, and there was all this additional wind and heat, and the movement of the fire was just really, really rapid.
And there is some good news regarding Leaf Rapids. Environment Canada is calling for showers today, which will be a huge help to the fire crews. The province adds that efforts to clear trees in the community have also worked out.
Doing some vegetation management or fuel management. They've set up value protection on critical infrastructure. And so they were definitely planning for something to happen in the community. They had a good plan.
And a group of residents from Leaf Rapids held an event in Winnipeg yesterday. The group staged a ceremony as they wait with bated breath for more news about what is happening to their community.
I think everyone's we're getting upset now. Like, this is our home, we're watching it burn, and we want more action on this fire.
We have no communication at all from home except for like every other day somebody posts an update or something.
Even though Leaf Rapids has been without a mayor and council for a number of years, the community's administration office is still sending out fire updates through social media. Well, we are now pretty much into the weekend, and our good friend Moises is standing by. I understand, and this is good news regarding the firefight, some rain in the fire zone today.
Yes, we're going to see some rain pass through the province and multiple areas, Clay, looking at that rain. But as you said, we especially want to see some of that precipitation up north to help give those firefighters a little bit of that help with the fires that are ongoing here in our province. And you know what? Here in Winnipeg, we may even see a little bit of rain as well, Clay, because thunderstorm risk for us here coming up on this Friday. It's going to be a hot one as well. All right, Clay, we'll go back to our Skycam now with a quick checkup on how things are shaping up at Portage in Main. A little bit more traffic here as we take a look out of your Skycam, brought to you by Bathfitter. It just fits. So visibility is quite affected here in Winnipeg this morning. It's now down to 8 kilometers as we're starting off with some smoke here in Winnipeg with that sunshine. Our temperature sits at 16 degrees, but feels closer to 20 with that humidity. Over to our weather alerts now, and we've been talking about it a lot this summer, so no surprise that we still have air quality warnings here in the north of our province and special air quality statements out into northwest Ontario sections. But the gist of it, we are getting set for poor air quality and it's at times poor visibility with this smoke, which will actually fall further south as we get to tomorrow morning. So even parts of central Manitoba, you can anticipate some of that smoke for tomorrow. Winnipeg, Portage, and Kenora, you're at 16 degrees, while Melita is our warmest spot on the map at 17. Sprague, 15. Brandon, Gimli, 13. Right now, Dauphin at 14. And Swan River starting things off at 11. Now, it's showing 32 as our high here for Winnipeg, but we're actually looking at a high of 31 like Portage. Both under a risk of a thunderstorm for this afternoon. Morden, Winkler at 30, pretty close to that. Sprague at 29, Kenora, Gimli at 28. You can also anticipate temperatures in the 30s for Melita, Brandon, Dauphin, and Swan River. Well, up north, we'll be looking at some rain to start this morning. The possibility of some scattered thunderstorms, not only up north, but as I mentioned, for parts of southern Manitoba, northwest Ontario, you'll be looking at some scattered thunderstorms here later today. Now, for tomorrow, we're back to a high of 31 here in Winnipeg, but that's when we'll see a mainly sunny sky, and then a high of 28 Sunday to wrap up the weekend with some clouds. All right, a quick view from our Confusion Corner Drinks and Food camera at Pembina and Corridon. This is your OK Tire traffic report and an update on fuel prices here in Winnipeg, Costco in the south end, Mobile on Gateway Road, some of your cheaper options in the city here this morning.
There is a large police presence in Portage-La Prairie this morning. Police are looking for a 26-year-old Winnipeg man who escaped custody last night. 26-year-old Byron Roulette had been arrested Thursday by officers with the Manitoba First Nations Police Service, but somehow he got away. Roulette was last seen in the 500 block of 5th Street Southeast. Again, this is in Portage-La Prairie. RCMP say the suspect is handcuffed. He has blood stains on his shoes, and police say he is not to be approached. If you see this individual, you're asked to call 911 immediately. Well, stay with us. We're going to have an update on a story that came out yesterday, and pretty much everyone is talking about it. We're talking about the ruling in the former World Junior Hockey sexual assault trial in Ontario. 5 players found not guilty.